Hello lovely people, I hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are doing more of Create This Book. Last time I decorated the cover and now we are going to be doing the inside. So let's get started. Alright, and here's the book. First, I need to get the supplies, starting with some drawing pencils. For sketching, I am using a 4H and a 2H. Those are always my go-to for sketching. The first page I'm going to decorate is the title page, or whatever you call this page. Also, I did get some paint on this page from decorating the cover somehow. I don't know how, but I did. So the first thing I am doing is the name. I decided to go with my YouTube name since I don't need to share my actual name. You know, that's not safe. I know I could have just done my real name and then covered it up, but I thought you guys would want to be able to see like the whole book without me having to cover some things up. I felt like the name Crafter999 was kind of bland by itself on the page, so I decided to add the flowers like what I have with my profile pic on YouTube, and this seemed to add that kind of pizzazz I was looking for. Once I finished sketching the flowers and the name out, I then went over the name with a black marker so you can see the name better. I also went over the flower sketch lines with a thinner black marker to make them pop. Once I did all the outlining, I then needed to choose my colors and the type of coloring supply I was going to use. I decided to go with colored pencils since those are pretty easy to use and they won't bleed through the paper like markers would. Since I did the flowers like my profile pic, I decided to do the same colors as the pic has, green leaves and purple and white flowers. I chose 2 green colors from my Rose Art pencils, and then I got the purple colors from my other colored pencils that I have. And of course, I got a color pencil blender as well. Very helpful. Then it was time for coloring. Yay! The original leaves in the picture have a dark green outline instead of the black line like what I have, but I didn't realize that until I started coloring. Oops. I also colored the center of the flowers yellow, like the picture. Once I colored in those, I then started painting the blob, giving me a little deja vu with the cover, lol. Similar to the front, I decided to do a faded thing, but this time I actually stuck with it. I just did one color this time though, which probably made it easier. I started with a dark purple and then faded it down to a lighter purple. I used 3 purples for this. I have not had a lot of practice with blending colors with colored pencils, but I think it turned out okay. The colorless colored pencil blender definitely helped me. This blob was a lot easier to color in than the front one because I was using colored pencils instead. With the colored pencils, I could actually just color over the letters and they would still be fine. You could still see them. Definitely made coloring in a lot easier. I didn't really want to do too much with this front page since that is kind of the boring part. I definitely will be doing more with designs on the actual prompt pages, of course, but with this page to fill in the background, I just used a light purple to color it all in, and of course I used the blender to make it look nicer and less streaky. Using a blender on the whole page actually took longer than I expected. It's like coloring in the whole entire page again. Once I finished that, it was now time for the next page. Yay! I also noticed that from folding the paper over to decorate, the paint on the front is already breaking off, even though I put Mod Podge on it to prevent it from doing that. Anyways, that is why I added another book underneath the Create This Book that I was working on, so it doesn't bend and crack so much. To decorate this copyright page, I started with the square that you are supposed to fill with whatever you want to. Since I kind of went with the theme of my YouTube profile pic, I decided to continue that with the next page. So I decided to fill the whole box with these flowers and leaves. And don't worry, I'm not going to do the whole entire book with that theme. That would be silly. I just was doing this theme for these first few pages. Drawing all the flowers and leaves did take quite a while, but I think it was worth it. It looks great at the end. It also probably took a while to draw because I am slow at drawing. It always takes me way longer to draw stuff than other people. It might be my perfectionism. Sometimes it is hard to be an artist with perfectionism. It has to be perfecto. Anyways, I always loved drawing flowers, nature, things like that, so it was super fun to do even though it was a long time. Once I finished sketching it all out, I then took a dark green colored pencil and went over all the leaf lines so they have green outlines instead of black. I actually remembered to do it correctly on this page, unlike the other one. I'm glad I did the dark green outline instead of the black on this page because I think it looks a lot better with the dark green rather than the black. Next, I colored in the leaves with the light green. I feel like the two greens go really well together and make the leaves look nice. The leaves were really fun to color in and it didn't take too long. Once I finished coloring in the leaves, I then moved on to the flowers. For the flowers, I decided to do the white and the purple flowers. On the other page, I only did the two purple flowers around the name. I just thought that would look better. I just thought for some reason that it would look silly with one white and one purple. However, since I am doing multiple flowers in this box, I decided to do purple and white. The first flower I did, I tried doing a dark purple for the outline like with the leaves. I didn't like how that looked though, so I then put a black outline around the purple flower, and it looked a lot better. The reason I tried doing the purple outline is because in the picture it has purple outline. For the white flowers, I had to do a black outline because of course you can't do a white outline on a white flower. You wouldn't even be able to see the white outline then. I also used the black marker I was using to do the outlines to do the lines inside the flower petals. And of course I used a little bit of yellow for the center of the flowers. Since the paper was white, I could have just left the white flowers like that, but to make it extra right, I used a white color pencil to color them in. In the original picture, it has like white dots around the purple flowers and purple dots around the white flowers, so I attempted to do that. The purple dots were easy to do, while the white ones were more difficult. Usually with colored pencils, if you have white colored pencil drawn on and then you go over it with another colored pencil, the color doesn't show up because the white is already there. So I thought I could just use the white colored pencil to draw on the little white dots, but it didn't quite work the way I wanted because the dots were so tiny, as dots are. When I colored the background, the white dots disappeared, sadly. I guess it only works with like big patches of white? I don't know. Anyway, for the background color of the box, I went with a light purple, like the original picture, because the white disappeared after coloring the background. I tried using a white pen to redraw the white dots, but the pen didn't really draw on top of the colored pencil. Womp womp. Oh well, I tried. I think it looks okay without the white dots. It still turned out good, in my opinion. Because I went with the theme of my profile, I did a lot of purple today. I think the next time I do create this book, I'll try not to do so much purple. I am now purpled out. Once I finished filling in the box with the purple background, can you guess what color I chose to do on the rest of the pages? Any guesses? Purple? What? That's crazy. How could you have guessed that? It's not like everything else is purple or anything. Since I didn't want to have to make designs around all the words on these pages, I decided to do just one color. And since we seem to have a theme going on here, I of course did a purple. This part of decorating these pages was the easiest. I just took the color pencil and colored the whole thing. Pretty easy. Just took a little while since it is colored pencil. I seem to always forget that when using colored pencils, they work great for little things in drawings, but a whole background takes so long since you have to do so many lines to fill the whole thing. That's the only thing I don't like about colored pencils. I love them, just not for backgrounds. Once I colored in the whole page, it felt too basic, so I decided to add some sort of shading. I'm not sure what to call it because the shading is on all four sides of the box, so I don't know if I should necessarily call it shading. I also did it on the edge of the paper. Anyway, whatever it is that I did, I feel like it added to the page, made it not so basic anymore. Whatever I did. And of course, once I put all that on, I went over all of it with the colorless colored pencil blender to make it smoother. But of course, this took a while since it is like coloring over the whole thing again. I will say though, the blending made it beautiful. Chef's kiss. The blender did great on this page. It's so satisfying to watch it all blend out. Once I finished coloring that whole page, I then did the same thing on the page next to it. Colored the whole thing, added the shading thing on the edges, whatever, and blended it all out. This is the last page I was able to complete this week, but I think I got a good amount done. Lots of purple, but I got the first few pages done. Woohoo! I think next time I will hopefully be starting on the prompts. Yay! The exciting part. Not that this part isn't exciting, but the point of creating this book is to do the prompts. Decorating these first pages are just kind of extra, at least in my opinion. I did enjoy decorating them though. As long as I am doing some kind of art, I am happy. And I am almost done with the blending. And here are the final results of this video. I think it turned out great. Super happy to be create this book. I can't wait for the prompts. Thank you so much for watching though. I appreciate you watching me. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!